Hey guys, how you doing? jpsarrireviews here. Now, the Umbrella Academy Season 2 is finally here. It actually has been out for a couple of weeks. So as soon as it was announced, as soon as I knew the date for the show to go live, I was really looking forward to it. My wife and I, we are big fans of the show. So now that it's here and I have the opportunity to watch it with my wife, really I want to break it down for you, the good and the bad, what I like, what I don't like, and ultimately let you know if I think this is better than Season 1 or not. So in the next couple of minutes, stay tuned. They're good. The best thing about the Season 2, of course, is the fact that it continues where the show left up on Season 1. They saved the world on Season 1 from apocalypse, but now they're facing a new apocalypse. But you can get to see these characters as they were on Season 1, very dysfunctional, broken. They have problems, but they're facing and they're dealing with those in their own way and their own brokenness. And that's one of the reasons why you love them so much. You know, each one of them from, I would say, number 1, 5, Diego, all of them, they have problems. Vanya, they all have issues and they're dealing with those issues. And they care for each other. They're a very, very broken, dysfunctional family. On Season 1, you saw them so apart from each other, but here you can get to see them, you know, getting closer to each other and getting to know each other and also to forgive each other for a lot of wrongdoing. So there's a lot of things here that I really enjoy about the show because it becomes more personal. So if you're looking for more depth, definitely you're going to find it here. And this brings me to something that I really enjoy about the show is the fact that it's a great adaptation of the comic book. This story takes a lot of cues from this second story arc in the comic story, Dallas, you know, and also from Hotel Oblivion, which is the third arc, the final arc out to this point of the Umbrella Academy. So it really respects the source material. It respects the work of Gerard Way and Gabriel Ba, but it doesn't really limit itself just to be that. It really changes, explores new ideas. It brings some inspiration from other parts. And it creates its own story that it really works alongside the story without really following step by step, but it's doing something amazing. And this is something that I like. I'm not a purist. I don't like shows always to resemble the comic book stories or the novels. I want them to be their own thing, but at the same time be respectful of the source material, but also to try new things. And this is one of the greatest assets of this show. It tries new things, but it does it well. Also, this season introduces new characters, and some of these characters are extremely important for the development of the story. Now, I really enjoy Kate Walsh as the handler in this season. I enjoyed it on Season 1. She's fantastic. She's evil. She's so evil that you love her. She's so delightful as an evil person. In Season 2, she continues on, and you can see her manipulating situations here and there, and her interactions with Aidan Gallagher with number 5 are amazing. It's kind of like a weird teacher and student relationship, kind of like a love relationship. It's kind of weird, but at the same time, it's delightful to watch because she's just mean. She's evil, and she's so, in so many ways, she takes advantage of people around her. But it's an interesting story. So she's a great villain, and one of those villains that you'd really enjoy watching perform. So definitely something that, in my opinion, is a better thing in this season compared to Season 1. And in talking about improvements, I would say that Season 2 has a better camera work than Season 1. Not saying that Season 1 didn't have good camera work or good production value. It did. But I do feel that Season 2, it's even better. And probably it's because, Season 1 did so well, so they have injected more money into the production of Season 2. And you can feel it. You can see the camera work. You can see that, it's just the shots are great. And it's one of the things that I was really paying close attention on every episode, from the intro to the show, to the episode, and the ending of the episode. And every time, every angle, you can see the scenery. You can see the wide shot angles in every room. And that really enhances the experience. It makes you feel like you're there and you're connecting with the characters. So the production value is better, honestly, and it's another great highlight of this season. The bad. Now it's time to talk about the bad. The first thing that you're going to probably notice about this season in comparison to Season 1 is that it feels that there is a slow burn, particularly at the beginning of the season. Now, there was a slow burn, if you can consider that, on season 1. A lot of people didn't like the lack of action in many of the episodes. But the good thing about season 1 was the fact that every episode kind of led to the next episode. There was pretty much a mystery unraveling in front of your eyes. Here, it's like it goes from one episode to the other. You know that there's a mystery in the background, but it mostly concentrates on character development. So that is kind of slow at first. So the first 5 episodes of the season are kind of slow. But then it picks up on episode 6 all the way till the end, and that's terrific. When he does it really well. But at the beginning, if you don't have the patience, you're going to find yourself disappointed. But if you love that, if you love the depth of the characters, so you want to explore their mindset and pretty much their hearts and how they feel about certain things, then definitely the first a couple of episodes are important for the whole story. Another great aspect of season 1 was the fact that we had Cha-Cha and Hazel, and those two are comedy gold. Those two assassins are different in so many ways. You see Hazel, he has a heart. He actually has some type of moral code, but he's still a killer. And then you have Cha-Cha, who doesn't care about no one, only cares about doing the job, getting the stuff done, and killing as many people as possible. So they're so different and at the same time so good together. And the black comedy that is injected into the show because of them, it's a highlight. It's amazing, in my opinion. Instead, on this season, we are introduced to a new team of assassins, 3 brothers, Swedish brothers, who don't speak at all. They don't speak at all. And I don't know. They have some comedic elements from time to time, but they don't have the same level of interest or engagement as Cha-Cha and Hazel did. Only Hazel did a cameo early on in the show, and that's about it. Hopefully they're brought back on the next season, I hope, because if you read the comic book, you know that actually Cha-Cha and Hazel are a big part of in the second story arc, which is Dallas, which happens to be the inspiration of this season. So, they chose them, for season 1, but man, they're truly missed. Now, it is important to point out that there are elements in the story that are going to come across offensive to some viewers, not to everyone. If you're more conservative in your values, you're going to see some parts in the story that they're going to make you uncomfortable. And, it's part of the stories that we're told nowadays, and we have to kind of accept it and understand it. We have to understand that there is diversity around us everywhere we go. It doesn't mean that it's always necessary or important to have this always shoehorned in every single show. And in some instances, I felt that some things were kind of shoehorned into the story for political correctness. And that's something that you have to be extremely careful with this type of shows. Now, again, you have to be respectful. To understand that we are all different, and there's a lot of people with different views. And some people praise this type of elements in this type of shows, and some other people don't like it. So yeah, it's going to be divisive. So you have to see it for what it is. It's part of the story. It's part of the characters, and you have to accept it. That doesn't mean that it enhances the story or makes it better. In conclusion, well, there are a lot of elements that I love about season 2. I love the fact that, we get to see these characters grow. They're more mature. One thing about season 1, you saw the dysfunction they have as a family, how pretty much they have grown apart from each other. But now season 2, they're coming together, they're accepting each other, they're loving each other in their weird way, and they're forgiving each other, and they're working as a team. So it feels for the first time that they are really working as the Umbrella Academy. So that's always good. The production value is better. It feels good. It still has the same level of interest and comedy that season 1 had. However, I think season 1 was superior in some areas. I felt that there was a level of mystery. Of course, the story was unraveling in front of you that you don't get you don't feel the same way on season 2. Also, I miss Cha-Cha and Hazel for sure. And there are a couple of elements in the story now in season 2 that they feel that are unnecessary there. But beyond that, the production is good. The show is good. The interest is good. And the adaptation is great. So if I have to give this season a final score, I would say it's an 8.5 out of 10. I still think season 1 was better at the end, the overall. Production, the black comedy, it felt so good. Here it's still good, you know, it's just not as good as season 1, but still maintains the same quality and the same level. And I'm looking forward to what's going to be next on season 3, particularly when actually they have taken so much inspiration from the last 2 story arcs, so it leaves the door open for anything to happen on season 3. There is actually a story arc that is on the works. Actually, I don't know if it's going to go alongside the show, but it leaves the door open for a lot of things to happen. So really looking forward to it, and I really recommend the season. If you haven't watched the entire story, the entire series, I recommend it. There are moments that are a bit slow, but it's really a show that makes you think and it makes you feel, and that's always good. So definitely I'm excited for it. I highly recommend it. But what is your opinion? Have you watched season 2? Have you watched season 1? Let me know in the comments below. So once again, my friends, thanks for watching. God bless. Take care. And I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.